All right, man, peace. So for those of you brothers that frequent my channel, you know that for the last couple of days, I have been pretty closely following the situation that is currently transpiring in Philadelphia between Starbucks and the liberal blacks who are going to make themselves a direct opposition to Starbucks in order to utilize them as a mechanism to hopefully break down the divide that they feel like is stopping them from attaining any form of self-satisfaction, any form of validity as a human being. They want to break down that partition between themselves and the Caucasian. That is what the liberal black wants to do. And they're constantly trying to convince all the other so-called people of color, whatever you want to call them, so-called blacks, etc., that that is the course to happiness. And they're getting more and more desperate. This situation is going to metastasize even worse. And if they're not already involved, the so-called Black Lives Matter movement, really the Black Lesbians Matter movement, they're certainly going to make Philadelphia ground zero very, very soon. They're going to pick up their bags, leave Sacramento and Stevante Clark behind so that he can continue on in his emotional diatribes. And they're going to set down in Philadelphia and see how much chaos they can create. And in their mind, that is going to make the other races want to come together with so-called black people. But I tell you, brothers, this all the time. All that shit is misdirection. All that is an attempt by the liberal blacks, particularly the liberal black woman, to try to find some sort of validation for their life by getting Caucasians to treat them well. And who is always right behind the liberal black woman? The two-dimensional pea-brain liberal black male. And that brings us to this video right here. I saw this video earlier today, and then I had a series of liberal, silly black people who come on my channel. For whatever reason, they come on my channel. I guess because they like to be aggravated, or they like my videos and just don't want to admit that they're full of a certain amount of bullshit that they can't quite get rid of. It is what it is. But they were telling me about this video. I'd already seen it and was going to make a video about it because, contrary to what they like it to prove, they think that it proves that Starbucks is quote unquote racist. Really, all it proves is that you guys, when I say you guys, I mean liberal blacks, are more infatuated with making sure that the Caucasian is your standard for propriety than you are in repairing the issues within your own so-called communities. So this silly Negro right here decides that he's going to go into a Starbucks in Los Angeles and utilize some type of a test or scheme where he has a Caucasian man come out of the bathroom and ask him if he had to pay for something before he had access to the bathroom, because supposedly the Caucasian man went to the front cashier and was able to attain the keys to access the bathroom without purchasing an item or any type of food or beverage first. And I guess the so-called black man went to the same cashier or manager of that local Starbucks and was unable to get that access. So they're both going to go to the front cashier. And of course, the so-called black man is going to do what he's been trained to do by all the feminine, chaotic energy that he was raised up in. He's going to try to start a back and forth with the quote unquote manager at the Starbucks, because to him, that's going to break down racism in America. Not being concerned with his son and with his daughter and raising them up to be strong individuals that can be self-defined, is going to be getting into arguments at Starbucks with a young female who's managing there. But anyway, I'm going to let this play, and of course I'm going to chime in.
No, you never got that? Yeah, have you purchased anything in here, sir? No, but I was just about to go. You about to go purchase something? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but before you made a purchase, they let you use the restroom, right?
I just typed in, I asked for the code.
You asked for the code and they just gave it to you, right? Before you made a purchase?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Come on, let's go. Are you done? Were you about to get something?
Now, mind you, when the Caucasian man comes out of the bathroom, out of the restroom, the so-called black man calls him brother. Why is that? Because he's more concerned with making sure that the Caucasian man, the liberal Caucasian man, and this is assuming that this is not an actor, the Caucasian man, or that he's not in league or confederate with this so-called black man. He calls him brother because oftentimes the liberal black man is more concerned with establishing brotherhood with the other races of men than he is with his own brother, right? The so-called black man. Once again, these are the priorities of the so-called liberal black man. To go into Starbucks and utilize chicanery like this, because allegedly this is what is holding so-called black people back. This is what's stopping us from the kingship, the kingdom, the rulership. That they can't get access to a bathroom in Starbucks without buying something first, and a Caucasian man can. And it was laughable to me as many of these so-called liberal blacks sent me this link, which I had already seen, and supposedly that was supposed to validate what occurred in Philadelphia. No, all it validates is how weak you are mentally. It's how weak you are mentally. And there's so much real racism that goes on in America that people oftentimes don't address because they can't recognize the nuance enough to address it. That when they start trying to go back and forth about petty shit like this, it really only shows how low a level many of our people think at. When I say many, I'm talking about the so-called liberal blacks. Of course, there are many so-called black men and women who do truly understand what's going on in this society and are trying to think on a higher level. But let's continue on with this video here.
I was going to get food. Are you going to get food? Yeah. Okay, all right. This is Weston. And Weston hadn't made a purchase yet, you guys. So I would like Starbucks right here on Redondo, on Artesia, and Hawthorne. This man right here said he hasn't made a purchase yet. He's in line to make a purchase. And you guys had gave him the code, right? Isn't that what you did? No, this is not your business. This is not your business. This is not your business code. Okay, you may be a permit, but you're not in charge. I'm not allowed to be in here anymore. Why? You see, they're so mad. Why?
Now, please understand this, brothers. This is how and why certain so-called liberal black men get into situations that are unnecessary. Now, when she goes and she calls the police because this person is trying to start some type of a non-business related interaction with her, and they come into the premises and they ask him, sir, what are you doing here? And he says, I'm here to prove that they're being racist. And they say, sir, they want you out of the premises. And he says, why do I have to leave? And they say, sir, we want you out of the premises. And he says, why do I have to leave? Then whatever transpires after that is what this so-called liberal black man wanted to transpire. You understand that, brothers? So I hope that many of you brothers out there who are 18, 19, 20 years old don't allow yourself to fall down that rabbit hole of nonsense. There are going to be issues that happen in life. There's going to be more than enough issues that come upon you that you can't control. Why instigate dumb shit? Why are you worried about a so-called Caucasian man getting access to the bathroom allegedly before he purchased something when he himself said that he was going to purchase something? Why are you worried about that for? Did they tell you, sir, you can't get access to this bathroom at all? The bathroom is broken. Did they say that? No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, we did not even get a chance to actually see the tone and the exchange in conversation between him and the person at the front register. I wonder why he left that out. It's just, brothers, we cannot allow ourselves to get caught up in stupidity like this. And I could tell this dude, no disrespect to him, he didn't have no daddy in his life. He didn't have a father in his house. It's very sad and it's very unfortunate. And now he's here trying to argue back and forth with a woman. Brothers, don't argue with a woman, especially a woman that you ain't with, especially a female who's going to run and call the cops and try to create a situation where you could end up dead. Like, this dude is so stupid. He don't understand. He could end up dead. Just like that. Over dumb shit.
Upset with me, Weston. What did I do? I just tried to use the bathroom like you did, and they gave it to you. Is it my skin color? 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 I can use the bathroom, but Weston could. Amen. I feel it may be my skin color. Hey, but this is about to be on social media. It's about to go on the shade.
Now here comes the police officer or security guard or whatever this person is. And what is this so-called effeminate black man bragging about? How it's going to be on social media, because that's what he's concerned with. He's concerned with the other internet revolutionaries and other so-called woke blacks on Black Twitter and all this other nonsense who call everybody coon but won't start the race war. They won't say, let's go back to the motherland. They won't say, let's start our own community, our own society with our own monetary system, our own police force, our own school system. They won't do none of that. They want to spend their entire day trying to see who they can provoke. Isn't that interesting? You know why that is? Once again, because the liberal black sees more at stake. They see more gain by trying to accrue the love of the other races than their own love or the love of their people. And that's all it's about. That's why he's talking about, is it my skin color? Is it my skin color? Nigga, please, you don't even know what your damn skin color is. I bet you if you ask him, what's your color, he gonna say black. No, nigga, your hair is black. What color are you? What's that guy doing anything? They racist up in here. They need to give him a free cup of coffee so his dumb ass could wake up.
You guys know this.
But anyway, it's comical to me how desperate many of these liberal blacks are getting to gain attention in 2018. But brothers, please try to avoid the dumb shit. God forbid you get into a real situation that you have to handle. That's what you should be saving your energy and your resources for. Not dumb shit. Now this fool gets locked up. He has to provide bail money for himself or someone else has to bail him out. All because he wants to start some type of a ruckus in a Starbucks that most likely he's overinflating, because once again, he didn't even show when he asked the cashier for the keys or for the code in the first place. And had he said, I'm going to buy something when I come out, maybe they would have given him the code like the Caucasian man said he did. Who knows? Either way, who gives a fuck? Who cares, man? You go home and make sure that your daughter loves herself and that she understands how beautiful she is. Go home and check your son's homework and help him out with his push-ups so that he can build up a little upper body strength. Do some shit like that. The fuck you in Starbucks arguing with a little silly broad at the cash register for? But anyway, peace.